Welcome, sports fans and soccer fans alike, to the Green River High School field out here in Green River, Southwest Wyoming. I am Sean O'Brate, your YO Today sports director, and I am here calling very special games this weekend as the 3A state tournament is about to tip off for the Lander boys here. They take on the #1 seeded Worland Warriors, and they are going to do so at the high school while the girls play their games later on today at the middle school. I am one of the only media members out here, so hopefully we have some good soccer for you here and we can get a win against the #1 seed and move on to the winner's bracket tomorrow. But first, the Lander team has to get their defense together. Worland coming in with one of the best records in the entire state, no difference in class, and they are going to have one heck of an offensive battle against the likes of Callum Wheeler and Carter Ayers, as well as Silas Ayers. And we're going to have quite a big day today. We're going to start here with the boys versus Worland, and then we're going to move down the field, down the street I should say, to the Lady Tigers game at 2 p.m. against the Mountain West. I'm sorry, against the who are we playing today? We play at 2 p.m., and that is going to be against Douglas. That's correct. I apologize. #2 seeded Douglas. Today, this game, though, is what's on our radar as the boys of Lander finished the season 4th in the 3A West. They just snuck in over Mountain View, winning 6 of their 13 games, so they're 6-7. Meanwhile, Worland 12-0-1 and have scored almost double the amount of points that the Lander team has. But as we know, Lander is all about defense and not as much hardcore offense. They have been talking about it all season long, and they are going to have to find some offense today if they want to keep up with this Worland team. If you haven't noticed, we are not allowed to post video from this tournament or any regional or state tournament according to NFHS rules, so you're just going to have to follow along with me here. I am right on the sideline. You might be able to hear some of the fans, some of the game, and we're going to have one heck of a view here. I'm sorry that you cannot see it, as we are sitting right on the edge, almost like we were with Mountain View, but we're on the track, and that is where things are going to be different today. We've got a lot of girls behind us rooting on their Tigers, and we have quite a few Worland fans here as well. It's a much longer drive for Worland than it is for us, but we are here as well. I'm going to start off with Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show. No borders on this state tournament just because they are messing with the screen whenever I do it. So our Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn & Suites by Hilton. If you ever have to stay anywhere in Riverton or anywhere around Wyoming, first place you should check is Hampton Inn & Suites. And that's going to lead us to our Sutherland starting lineups here in a minute. But first, our Lander Journal. You can start or continue your subscription today to the Lander Journal, Riverton Ranger, or Wind River News newspapers at 421 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming, or you can call 307-856-2244. Get those delivered to your house. The keys to the game, we kind of mentioned it already. Lander's going to have a lot of offense today. They don't typically bring a lot of offense unless it's against teams like Pinedale or Lyman, but we are going to have a day where they need to have that offense, and it's going to have to come from their starters, especially Silas Wheeler and Carter Ayers. And, there's a whole group of guys here that need to score today. Cannot be reliant on one person. As far as the defense, they're going to have to stop a very high-scoring Worland team that really likes to find intuitive ways to get to the goal. So with that, we'll get into our Sutherland starting lineup. I'll bring you Landers first. So starting for the Lander Tigers, we have Cody Elliott in the goal. He's been doing so well since taking over for the injured Aiden Hayford. Then we have Silas Wheeler. Eric Harms is back in the lineup. Carter Ayers, Bear Blackburn, Otis Beeson, Finn Richards, Logan Witzke, Sequil Lozier, Colton Laird, and Callum Wheeler.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2.
And you're going to hear this speaker right in front of us as we move to Worland's side.
Announcing each players will take place tomorrow. We've already done the national anthem.
We've already done the national anthem earlier.
Good luck.
As let's try and find Worland's page here. Worland, looks like we're rocking Cade Weber at keeper. And then we'll go right down the lineup here as soon as they stand up and in line. I know I see Mason Decker, sophomore. And here we go. Colt Weber, a freshman forward. Then Mason Decker, the sophomore defender. Trey Bennett, the senior defender. And the number 9, Brody Thiel, a senior defender. Number 11, Carter Clark, senior midfielder. Number 13, Tyson Swalstad, a junior midfielder. And then they turn their numbers. Let's wait here. They didn't announce their starters. I thought they would. So we went down 13. 14 is Ryan Denez. Then 22, Owen Page. Court Gonzalez. Court's claim to fame here. He is the cousin of Tommy Olson, the Wyoming Cowgirls starting shooting guard, I believe was her title. And we're going to have to put some halves in here. And let's make sure we get this here. Period. Boom. 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 Okay. We're working with a whole bunch of new stuff this day. As, wow, right off the bat, we're just going to go ahead and start. And Lander gets the steal right off the Worland kickoff there. Gets it up to Bear Blackburn. Tries to get it over to Silas Wheeler in the midfield. And it goes past him. Now it goes to Court Gonzalez, who kicks it all the way back to his defenders. Worland moving right to left in their bright orange unis, white numbers, and Lander right now moving left to right in their white unis. A ball goes right over Eric Harms' head as it was going towards the goal. It was a good pass, but right there waiting was Cody Elliott, who's wearing some braids today. Worland moves back, and now Cody Elliott drop kicks it deep and right over Silas Wheeler into the head of their defender there, Trey Bennett. Now Worland right at halfway line kicks it out of bounds, and that's going to be Lander ball on the far side here. Beautiful views from Green River High School. If you've never been here, I truly recommend coming out here for at least a weekend. That's what we're doing. As Callum Wheeler throws it deep off the far side, and then it gets immediately headed out by Worland. So we're going to just wash, rinse, and repeat about 30 yards downfield. So now throwing right into the attacking third is Callum again. He runs and tosses, and almost perfectly to Bear Blackburn, but it gets headed away by Worland right out of bounds again. And they're saying that one was last touched by Lander. Must have been trying to touch it on the way out. Now Worland throws it in right at the edge of the middle third, and it gets stolen away by Bear Blackburn. Going backwards with it, though. Now he kicks it over to Witzke on the far side. Witzke runs up that touchline, gives it back up to Carter. Carter kicks it and gets it stolen away by Carter Clark, and now kicked out of bounds. And we're going to do this all over again, Lander this time. And I missed where the whistle came from, but we're going to get a free kick from Callum Wheeler on Worland's 43-yard line. So 53 yards away from goals here. He kicks it high over everyone and goes right into the hands of the goalie. And no one was really ready for it. Now the throw-in by the goalie goes right over Lozier's head, and Worland moves quick with it past the middle third. Now down is Carter Clark, gets up against Eric Harms. Harms can't steal it away. Now Carter stops and starts and kicks it right into the shins of Eric Harms. Harms gets back up, and now they have to kick it over. Now Court Gonzalez with a shot on goal, and it goes high, and it goes over the field goal post. And just within 3 minutes, we have already gotten a shot on goal by Worland. That just proves how quickly their offense can work here. And the Lander team has brought quite a few fans here. They're filling up an entire side of bleachers here. Props to Lander. Callum Wheeler with the goal kick goes over the head of Owen Page and all the way downfield, and Carter Ayers falls. It looks like he might have gotten tripped, but nothing there. Carter now runs on defense as Worland gets it into the middle third quickly. Bear Blackburn tries to stop up someone, number 10, Drew Schneider. And now Worland moves into the middle third even further, kicks it past, and it's going to go way too far, and it goes out of bounds right by the corner. No, it doesn't. Worland is able to keep it in. The yellow line is where it is out of bounds. I know you can't see, but that was news to me. Nice stop there by Silas Wheeler right in the attacking third to kick it over to Colton Laird. Now stolen back again by Carter Clark. Stolen again by Silas over to Colton. Colton now on the near side touchline, and it gets kicked out of bounds by Worland right here in front of us. Lvhs does not throw a big throw like his coach wants him to. And now it gets kicked away by Tyson Swalstead into the center circle. Gets picked up by Court Gonzalez, and he makes a nice move to get past Otis Beeson, and now on that far side and offsides is Worland. Looked like Carter Clark was going to make a run for the goal there. 36-10 to go in this game. Period 1, apologies. Free kick here as the offsides was in the attacking third. Callum gets it all the way down to Carter Ayers into the attacking third, who heads it up and then kicked out of bounds by Brody Thiel just to get his team a little bit more defense ready up here in the attacking third for Lander. Throwing it in is going to be Finn Richards. Finn, high ball up over Worland's head, but it gets kicked away, headed out, and now Carter Clark with a long clear, and it's a high ball right at halfway line is where Callum will head it back past the middle third, and now Worland trying to just work into the middle here, and they finally do with Omar Dinez. Dinez gets past the halfway line, kicks it back to to Carter Clark. Clark gets past Finn Richards and then kicks it over far side to Court Gonzalez, who has a high pass and a big push in the back by Lvhs. And is that in the penalty box? No, it is not. It's right outside the goal box, but it might as well be a free kick with a penalty kick kind of look here, as it's going to be right outside the box on the 15-yard line. We have a line of Lvhs, Harms, Laird, and Finn right in front of number 14, Ryan Dinez. 4 Worland players standing around the ball, I'm sure trying to figure their scheme out, and they're just standing in a circle around the ball. Who's going to take this kick? A little fake here, and then a short pass, and it gets past the goalie there as it was moved over to number 24, Court Gonzalez. And at the 34-33, the Worland Warriors move up to 1-0 here, and that was just a little trickery to get past the line. And I'm sure Lander thought that might have been coming as they lined up just a big circle around the ball, 4 Worland players. And one of them fakes like they're going to kick and then pass over to the open player, and right there was Court Gonzalez. Now Bear Blackburn has it as, with the kickoff, and it almost gets stolen away. Now it does get stolen away in the center circle by Carter Clark. Now kicking over to that far side. Now Worland trying to move into the middle, gets stolen away by Bear, gets pushed away by Silas, and now it's stolen away by Carter Clark. Clark passes the middle third. He's getting up against Otis Beeson. Does a little trick move to go back and forth, and now he kicks it back to Dinez. Dinez on the near side kicks a far pass, trying to cross over, and it gets stolen away by Beeson and kicked right back to Dinez. Now Bear Blackburn with a good kick away and cleared all the way down to the defending line of Worland, and kicked all the way down by number 7 is Trey out of bounds right here in front of us near the 30-yard line on Lander's side of the ball here. Lvhs with the long throw. Doesn't get past Worland, though, as Carter Clark heads it back, and Tyson Swalstead moves it around, and then a big move by Omar Dinez. He just couldn't handle the ball. He was about to get wide open, and now Clark has a shot, possibly at the 30-yard line. He passes across the field over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez kicks up, and a nice lead, and it gets stopped right in the end zone and offsides. I was wondering why they didn't take the shot, and it's because they had already heard the whistle. So 33-13 to go. Lander kicks it deep, and that's a long ball. It goes all the way from the 20 on one side to the edge of the field, and it's going to go out the back of the goal line as Callum Wheeler just nailed it all the way downfield. So now Cade Weber, the goalie for Worland, going to take this kick from the W of Wolves on the right side, moving left. The kick goes right into the head of Finn Richards, but it goes backwards, and now it's in the center circle. Beeson with a nice stop and go. Kicks it up to Richards. Richards up to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn moves around in the middle of the field, passes it back to Finn. Finn gets it back to Bear, and Bear moves past one player, moves past 2. Kicks it up to Colton. Colton gets knocked down, no call. And then they kick it up to Tyson Swalstead. He's all alone in the center at the halfway line. Now he waits for his team. Court Gonzalez gets it and kicks a high, long pass Might be too long. Callum Wheeler going to wait for it to go out, and he does. And we're going to get a goal kick here. Nice moves by Callum to block off Worland from moving too far here. 32 minutes to go. Callum going to kick it from the E of Wolves on the left side, moving right. A little bit of wind, but nothing too hectic here in Green River, down by the Forge. Callum's kick, a little weaker than usual, goes right to the 40-yard line and gets kicked away by Omar Diaz, right back into the attacking third. And then the goalie comes out of the box, and Callum, luckily sitting there where he was kicking that goal at, and he was able to stop a goal from going in. That was a nice move by Callum to stay back, and that's what he does best. That's why he's a returning all-stater, as now in the center circle, Finn and Silas have to go back and forth. Now they kick it up to Carter. Carter gets it stolen away as he's trying to go up to Bear. Now in the defending third, Worland passing around the defending line. Diaz kicks it up this near side touchline to Diaz. Diaz gets it up to Carter Clark, who passes it nicely, slowly to Tyshawn Swalstead, who takes a long 30-yard shot, and it gets blocked out by Cody Elliott. Nicely done. And it is not 1-0. It is 1-0. I'm sorry, it's 1-0, not 1-1. As we have there we go, fixed it. Apologies for that. It is 1-0 Worland. Now on this near side, Silas Wheeler gets a good throw in, almost kicked out of bounds by Worland, but saved and then accidentally kicked out as Silas falls down, and he's asking for the ref to look. I mean, he was pushed down, and now throw-in goes deep right to Eric Harm's dangerous header right in front of Tyshawn Swalstead, and now stolen away by Beeson at the halfway line. Beeson kicks it up to Bear, goes off his foot a little hard, and then a big push by Carter Clark, and the ref's just going to let him get up. Refs have not called anything on Worland so far, and they're going to call that on Lander as Finn Richards trying to get the ball falls right on the ankles of Court Gonzalez. And Court Gonzalez going to have a free kick from around the 30-yard line, so a 40-yard shot here. Oh, sorry. Court just kicks it back. Oh, no, we're going to have the free kick from further back. I apologize. From the 35-yard line, it's going to be the defender, number 7, Trey Bennett, the senior, taking this with the left foot, and he's going to kick it high and hopefully in the goal, he says, and Cody Elliott with a great grab. Oh my goodness, he walked out a little bit too far, dove backwards to catch it, and right then and there is where you saw Cody Elliott's experience and hands come into play, keeping this game 1-0. Worland, though, has had quite a few shots on goal. Lander has had none. This ball kicked deep right past the halfway line, headed back and forth by Worland, now kicked up to Carter Ayers. Ayers moves into the attacking third, but he's all alone, and it's kicked way out of bounds by Worland. So they're going to get this as we have subs coming in. Number 10 for Worland, Drew Schneider, and Craig Hansen. Hansen coming in for Bear Blackburn. I'm hot out here. It's nice and warm. And the throw-in by Weber. Sorry, I'm making sure that you guys can still see the stream as it was a little red on the box there. Right across the halfway line and offsides as Worland tries to get into the attacking third. 28:30 to go. And the Wi-Fi will be much better down at the middle school. That is the only thing that we can hope for. As the ball goes into Carter Ayers' lap right at the middle third, and he's able to kick it back to Callum. Callum over to Eric, and Eric Harms kicks it up to an unsuspecting Otis Beeson, and it gets stolen away. And now Worland with the attacking. They have numbers, but they're stopping and slowing as Carter Clark kicks up to number 23, Omar Diaz. Clark gets it back. No, that's Court Gonzalez in the middle, and it's kicked away by Finn Richards. Now on that far side touchline, Worland gives it back and forth between Mason Decker and another player, and then it's kicked away right to Court Gonzalez. Gonzalez stops, and he's going to try and cross from that corner over there, and he gets it way far back, too far for Carter Clark. And then Carter Clark and Colton Laird battling for position here. Gets pushed up to Lozier on this near side. He kicks it right up towards the touchline and goes out of bounds right in front of us. Now Worland throws it in immediately to Carter Clark. Clark has to kick it back to Ryan Dinez. Dinez kicks it across towards the halfway line, right where 22 Owen Page is waiting, and he kicks it out of bounds. Unsuspecting pass for number 6 there, Mason Decker. He just wasn't prepared for it. So now Silas Wheeler, the only one in the attacking third, gets the throw in. They didn't want to wait. He gets it back up to the center circle to Carter Ayers. Tries to move around Carter Clark, and now they're in a foot race, and Carter Clark wins that one, and then they're going to call tripping as Carter Ayers couldn't get possession because he was falling. So right around the center circle, right at the edge on the near side of Worland, it's going to be Callum Wheeler taking a free kick. 1-0, 26:30 to go here. Callum, see what he wants to do here. He could try and kick it high. He is. It's going to go towards the goal. Colton Laird gets pushed away. Carter Ayers was there, and he just couldn't get to it in time. Instead, Cade Weber comes up and grabs it, and Carter Ayers upset with himself. He was in prime. Moves towards the middle third. You can hear the coaches and assistant Kurlander saying, don't worry about it. Now at the halfway line after it gets kicked out by Lander, now gets headed out almost by Finn Richards, but saved by Worland on that far side touchline. Kicked up towards the attacking third. Eric Harms and Otis Beeson collide trying to kick it out. Now they just kick it back to Cody Elliott. Elliott now kicks it to that far side, right where Callum Wheeler's waiting at the 10-yard line. Kicks it up, perfectly placed for Silas Wheeler. Wheeler now moves into the middle third. Gets it up to Carter Ayers. Ayers, this pass is too long for Colton Laird, and it goes past where they need it to go. Now thrown in. Ooh, Sequel Lozier had a header on it, and it headed it right towards Worland. Worland and Colton Laird battling, and now Colton Laird gets called. No yellow card, but he pushed down Omar Dinez, and Dinez was at about the 40-yard line, so we're going to get a free kick again from Worland. This one coming from the 41-yard line of Lander, and they're going to talk to Finn, as Finn has been kind of manhandling people here so far today. Number 14, Dinez, is going to take this free kick, and he gets it high, and it goes right to Eric Harms, the tallest person on the field. He heads it right back to Dinez at the 40 from about 30 yards in. And now Eric Harms again stops it as Dinez tries to pass up north. And Finn Richards gets a foot to the shin, and he falls. And then he tries to get up to Carter Clark. Carter Clark gets past him. Now he's going past Carter Ayers. And Sequel Lozier ends up stealing the ball. Carter gets it back. Carter Ayers, I should say. Ayers kicks it up high past the ref. And Laird has it at the halfway line. He's moving across the center circle. Almost gets the defender tackling him. Now Laird has to move fancy feet around number 6, Mason Decker. And bam, just like that, Worland gets it right back, and Court Gonzalez bum rushes Logan Witzke. Again, no call. They are letting him be a little bit physical here, but not as physical as you'd hope for Lander. Now we're getting a sub in here. Bear Blackburn coming in for Colton Laird. And Laird not coming out. It's actually Finn Richards coming out. And we are waiting with 23:55 to go here. The throw-in on the far side around the 30 from Callum Wheeler right to Bear. Bear kicks it back to Callum, and then Callum has to get it up to Beeson. Beeson up to Silas at the center circle. Gives it over to Carter, who has a long lead for Colton, and it gets kicked away. Colton Laird was there, but number 14, Ryan Dinez, was there first. He kicks it so far, so out here. Right in front of us, Lozier had to run 30 yards back just to get this ball. Lozier waiting for his spot here from the Lander 35, throws it up to Colton Laird, and Colton's kick was not very hard back to Lozier. Carter Clark rushed for it, and now Clark, as he was trying to step over Lozier had fallen, is going to be called for that. So that's the first time that Lander has gotten the benefit of the call here, and we're 17 minutes in. And it looks like my Wi-Fi is just not working here. Very slow, very fast at different times as that kick deep from Callum Wheeler right into the hands of the goalie from the free kick. No wind to help carry that one. Now the goalie's kick, the drop kick, goes deep into the attacking third for Lander, but kicked back by Otis Beeson. Now Beeson and Bear back and forth in the center circle. Now attacking third, passes it back up to Beeson, who came up ready. Beeson passes it past Colton Laird and gets stolen away by Omar Dinez. Then Carter Clark was able to force Otis Beeson to pass it, a bad pass, up to Court Gonzalez now. Gonzalez and Worland working on that far side, and it's kicked away out of bounds by Worland. Lander able to really work the sides of this field really well, but it's in the middle where they're starting to fall off a little bit here. Now the throw in by Witzke doesn't go very far, gets headed away by Worland, and now chested by Court Gonzalez in the middle third. Gets it up to Carter Clark, who couldn't get past Eric Harms. Harms kicks it up to Colton Laird, goes between his legs. Now he passes it up, and it's passed off the feet of Owen Page. Well done by Colton Laird. And Carter is being told to be more effective. I don't know what that means in the words of Coach Prinz here, as we have a sub coming in, Tim Hamer for Owen Page here for Worland. The throw-in going to come from Worland as it went right off the foot of Lander. Now the throw-in goes to the chest of Lozier, kicks it up to Carter Ayers. Ayers tries to pass it up to Silas Wheeler, but can't. And then picked away by number 13, Tyshawn Swalstead. Now Carter Clark moves into the attacking third. Crossing pass goes almost awry, and now Worland has to save it from going out of bounds. Kicks it back up to Court Gonzalez. Gonzalez has to go all the way back and pass it up to the defenders at the halfway line. Now on this near side touchline is Ryan Dinez. He kicks it up. Lozier steals it before it hits the attacking third. Now Lozier has to work past two different Worland Warriors. Can't. Gets it stolen away, but Silas steals it right back. And Carter Clark, you feel like he's been kind of a bully to Lander, and Silas just bullied him. And then the ball, as Silas Wheeler gets pushed to the ground, no call. And by pushed, I mean extended the arms there. Now Carter Ayers, he's going to get called as he just does a light trip, and he's trying to get the ball. There was a big difference between those two penalties. The free kick now going to come from the 34-yard line of Lander. It's going to come from Mason Decker again. We have subs waiting to come in. This kick, left-footed all the way past. And, an own goal by Callum Wheeler as he tried to head it out. And you do not see that very often, let alone from the All-Stater Callum Wheeler. And that was a situation and a half there. Callum Wheeler holding his head, knowing that that could have been avoided. And 19:52 is what's left on the clock here. And man, Callum Wheeler is having to get a little bit of encouragement from his teammates here. It's not his fault. He was trying to do the right thing, and it just went right backwards. And we're going to get a kickoff here from Finn Richards at the center circle, down 2-0 halfway through this game. 19:45 is where we'll start the clock, and that is right now. So back into the middle third. Colton Laird has it. He gets it almost stolen away. He has to work backwards and then shoved in the back, and that is going to be for sure against Carter Clark. And are they going to give him a yellow card this time? No. No, they are not. Very physical game here today. It has worked for Worland better than it's worked for Lander. And we're going to get a free kick from Callum here, maybe looking to redeem himself from the 45-yard line of Worland, right in front of us on this near side touchline. Right foots it, and a good cross over to Silas, but in the middle of a whole bunch of orange bodies, and one of those orange bodies headed it up, and now Silas on that far side has to work it against the touchline. Ooh, and then a nice shot by Craig Hansen, but it gets shinned by Worland, and then another push by Carter Clark. Carter Clark has been the benefactor of a couple different calls, but the last two have been against him, as Clark really just trying to make sure that his team stays physical. And now Callum Wheeler's going to have another free kick from the 25-yard line. Right in front of him is a body of three Warriors. Callum thinking about his options. He's going to take the kick. He kicks it way high, way high. I mean, almost over the entire field goal post. Callum had an opportunity, but it was just a little bit harder than he thought, I think, as he maybe thought the wind could take it or it might drop down. Either way, it did not. And that ball girl's going to have to run all the way across. With 18 minutes left in the first half, nothing is over until it's over. Lander has worked the middle third really well as they do it again off the goal kick by the goalkeeper. Finn Richards ends up getting it. And another push. And Silas Wheeler gets shoved to the ground hard. And that is, again, Carter Clark. And at one point I wonder, do you give him a yellow card here? As Silas doesn't get up. Silas looking at his left knee. And I think we're going to get a stoppage. Yes, we are. So 17:38 to go. We'll take a quick commercial break, be right back.
Hey there, how's your day going?
Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on, and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses, and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important.
I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done.
Forgot to ask, how's your day?
I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at.
Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks?
Same day.
What? Same day?
We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient.
Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
Welcome back. Silas Wheeler was able to get up on his own and taken off the field. The free kick was taken by Carter Ayers, and it was low, and it went right to the right of the goal. It went out of the back. And now we have some play-in, some throw from Lozier on the right corner near side. And now Lozier gets it up to Finn, and then Finn had to kick it back as he was getting shoved backwards. Now Lozier and number 10, Drew Schneider, battling for the ball. The ball gets kicked back to Callum at the halfway line, and he did not see the defender there. Defender ran up and almost tripped him, and we're going to get another call here. Prinz and the ref, Coach Prinz and the ref had a little, some words, to say the least, after the Silas Wheeler got up, and those words didn't hear him, but the ref apologized, and Prinz said, "Don't apologize to me." So now Worland's coach giving them words of advice as two refs are talking on the right wing of the goal box. And what are we calling here? Still waiting on a call. Looks like the penalty might have happened on this right wing. And they're finally calling, I think that was when Finn Richards got pushed down, kicking it back to Lozier. So Callum's going to get a free kick, which is essentially going to be a corner kick, as it's about 2 yards inside the corner on this near side. And this could be a real big opportunity for Lander to get back in this game. Callum takes the look, he kicks it high, trying to get over the head, and the goalie misses it, and it's kicked out by Worland. As two Lander Tigers were there to try and take the shot, Worland did a great job pushing them away, and Lander had no opportunity to put a foot on it as the goalie was way outside the box. And now Worland working on the attacking third. They get a nice lead up to Carter Clark. Clark gets slid in front of, and the ball goes away, and then a cross gets hit up by Lander, and Lander just going to kick it out of bounds. Witzke does that in the attacking third with 16 minutes to go. My clock somehow is a whole minute ahead, so let's wait here at 15 minutes. It is 15:55 to go, and the throw-in went to a open leg by Worland, who kicked it up, and it went right off the goalpost and out of bounds. And by right off the goalpost, I mean Cody Elliott was in between the middle of the goal and the right goalpost, and I mean it was right there in his hands, but the goalpost got it first. 15:30 to go. Callum Wheeler going to take this goal kick down 2-0. Sawyer Knockhazel comes in for Lozier, and Callum kicks it up to Bear Blackburn, who goes a little bit hard off his foot. They have to give it back up to Harms, who gets it to Sawyer. Then that kick stolen away by Carter Clark. Clark gives it over to Court. Court kicks it up into the attacking third to number 5, Tim Hamer. And now they had to work backwards. Bear Blackburn steals it in the middle of the pitch, goes up towards the center circle, and he gets it stolen away. Now on this near side, Colt Weber gets it stolen away by Sawyer Knockhazel before he could get into the attacking third, and we are at 15 minutes to go. Now number 10 is going to work past one player, gets past another, but can't get past Callum Wheeler in the attacking third, and Wheeler now on this near side. He's running up right in front of us, and he gets tripped hard. And that should be a yellow card on Carter Clark, and I think it is. And they're going to finally give him one after a very long game so far. And the Lander bench erupts as he has been called multiple times. 14:45 is where that clock got stopped at, and Callum Wheeler holding his head. He has had a concussion this year. Sawyer Knockhazel staying calm is being appreciated. You good, Callum? Callum right in front of us at the halfway line as Carter Clark gets the yellow card. 14:45 on the clock, and they're moving him all the way back right in front of us to the Lander 46-yard line. Clock starts again, 14:45. He just kicks it low and a pass up to Otis. Nice triangle passing back to Callum. Back to Otis now in the middle. Otis tries to pass it up towards Colton Laird, and it gets past Colton a little bit too far as we have 14:32, and it gets cleared away all the way down to the attacking third. Eric Harms is just going to kick it out of bounds. I think he was trying to get it to Sawyer. Couldn't get him to it, though. So now, dangerous possession here for Worland. They are in the attacking third as 23 Omar Dinez comes in for number 4, Colt Weber. And red cards mean a lot in the state tournament. We'll say why here in a second as the throw-in goes over the head of Worland and then headed away and kicked away by Lander. If you get a red card in a game, you are not allowed to play in the next game. So Worland, a player like Carter Clark getting another yellow card would lead to him not able to play in the next game, whether they win or lose this match. And Worland now on this inside corner. Court Gonzalez, tries to get a nice cross up to Drew Schneider. It hit his head just a little awkwardly and goes out the back of the goal line instead of into the goal. And Lander walks away well-paced here on defense. Got the little baby here. She scratched her face up. Oh, no. So now a goal kick from Callum Wheeler with 13:30 to go. Still down 2-0 in this first of 3 days worth of games here down in Green River for the 3A state tournament. And the ball goes past everyone. Carter Ayers ends up getting it now. He's running up on number 7, and then a little trip here and there, and Carter Ayers and him, number 7, Trey Bennett, battling back and forth. And now, finally, Carter Ayers hits the dirt. No call. Finn Richards tries to get the steal from 23, Omar Dinez. Dinez ends up getting it all the way in the middle third, and it goes off the hands of Sawyer Knockhazel after a hard kick, and no one is stopping play here. No one's stopping play, so they're just letting it go, I guess. One ref saw it, no other ref saw it, so they're going to keep going. 12:45 here on the far side. Hansen gets the ball kicked out, and he's going to just take the quick ball and throw it in directly at the halfway line to Bear Blackburn on that far side, and then it gets kicked away by number 5, Tim Hamer, and now out of bounds again. So Witzke now going to take this throw in, throws it over the head of Bear just to Carter. Now Colton Laird in the middle is waiting for it and gets kicked away by an orange jersey and now cleared all the way until Callum Wheeler heads it in the middle third and gets it up to Court Gonzalez as the ball shays backwards. Otis Beeson and Court battling. Now Finn and Court battling. And Finn gets tripped up and Court Gonzalez going to get called for that one. No yellow card, just a whistle and a stop. Warriors have had an excellent first half of this game, and so far the last 12 minutes, give or take, has been a lot of Lander really working the middle third, working hard at getting this ball more offensively. As Lozier looks like he's about ready to come in. Callum Wheeler going to take the free kick from his 40-yard line. That one high and towards the middle and off the head of Bear Blackburn and right into the hands of Cade Weber, the goalie. And again, an opportunity just not in the right spot or about an inch away. And now Worland works all the way up the near side touchline, all the way into the corner, and Eric Harms, and that's going to be a pull down, and Eric Harms was trying to block out the Worland player from getting to the ball and stopping it before it goes out the back of the goal line, and that player just ripped Eric Harms down. And that player is number 10, Drew Schneider. So now a free kick, technically, going to look like a goal kick from the edge of the wing here. And the coaches for Lander are pretty upset with the calls here. I feel like they should have, they probably think they could have had a couple yellow cards against Worland by now as Eric Harms kicks it up towards Colton Laird, kicked back by number 14, Ryan Dinez, and Dinez gets enough foot on it to get Worland possession in the center circle, then kicked up towards attacking third to Court. Court goes past one player, passes it up on that far side, and it gets kicked away. Now Silas has it. Is that Silas? No, that's Bear Blackburn. Bear Blackburn kicks it up towards the middle of the center circle, and it's almost stolen away, and now it is by Court Gonzalez. Finn Richards couldn't get there in time. Court kicks it up, a nice long pass to the corner for Omar Dinez. Dinez stops it before it goes out of bounds, and then kicked out the back of the goal line by Sawyer Knockhazel. We're going to have a corner kick. We have subs coming in. Carter Clark returning from his yellow card. Brian Caballero, the midfielder, coming in. And he's coming in for Drew Schneider. Also coming in is Lozier, coming in for Witzke. The other Worland player leaving is Tim Hamer. So we're going to have, oh, and it did not go out off of Lander. So we have a goal kick here, and that is good news for Lander. 9:50 to go. They'd love to get on the board before halftime, maybe bring some momentum into their huddle at the half here with 40 minutes to go. And now with 9:40 to go, Worland steals it in the attacking third, and Court Gonzalez tries to get it up to Dinez. Dinez gets past Harms, can't get past Lozier, and now a whole bunch of bodies fall as Dinez falls first and trips over two players. Now Lander kicks it up towards the near side touchline, goes out of bounds right in front of the Worland bench to our right. Now Worland throws it in, and off the head of Finn Richards right towards the middle of the pitch. Otis Beeson kicks it up towards the center circle, stolen away by Tyson Swalstead. Swalstead gets it up to Court. Court trips, and now Craig Hansen trips, and I think Craig purposely tripped Court, and he did. And they're going to call that, and quickly Court just stands up and kicks the ball, doesn't wait for his teammates to get in position, and luckily Cody Elliott was ready. He grabbed the ball on the right wing of the goal there. And now he drop kicks a deep ball. As you can hear the wind kind of picking up a little bit out here. It is picking the ball up if you kick it high. Eric Harms back and forth headers with Worland. And now 22, Owen Page gets the ball into the attacking third. A couple headers back and forth. I would count 5 of those in a row by Worland, just back and forth to each other until Callum steals it and kicks it back to Cody. Cody Elliott is now being run up on by number 16, and he gets the ball past. Cody Elliott was trying to get past Brian Caballero, and Caballero instead puts a foot on it, goes out the back of the goal line. So we have another goal kick incoming here from Callum Wheeler. Stay tuned at halftime. I'm going to try and pull maybe Coach aside here. Not Coach Prinz, but Coach of the girls, see if we can get a little pregame interview as we are having the girls game at 2 o'clock. Down at the middle school, and that goal kick goes deep past everyone. Worland, the only one down there, as Colton Laird and Carter Ayers both down there. Carter takes a hard tumble, and he's getting up slow. Ball goes up and out of bounds on this near side off of Worland. Trying to keep it in play was Lander, but Lander now has opportunities as they move all the way downfield. Lozier going to throw it in. He throws it in really high right to Colton Laird, but it gets headed out by Worland. So wash, rinse, repeat here. It is on the 20-yard line, give or take, of the Worland Warriors. So this is right into the attacking third, and Finn Richards going to take this throw in instead of Lozier. And I think he wanted to throw to Lozier, and Worland started closing in on him. Colton Laird gets the nod and then gets the header. It goes back, but it gets kicked away and cleared by Worland instead of going towards the goal. And now Caballero had a foot on it, and he just fell. Now Lander kicks it up towards the attacking third, and Colton Laird's passed a little bit too hard. Good move by Finn Richards to kick through the legs, get that ball up to Colton, and Colton gets tripped by number 22, Owen Page. Very physical game. Very, very physical game. Reminds me a lot of the game against Cody at Lander earlier in the year where there was 3 yellow cards and a red card, I believe, and now Callum Wheeler with the low free kick, and we had a ref blow whistle as one of the players is about to get a yellow card. Colton Laird is getting a yellow card for something he did in the box. Colton trying to defend himself to the ref, but he is going to have to come off the field. Coming in for him is Witzke. I didn't see what happened, neither did my Worland cohort here, but it's still going to be a free kick by Callum Wheeler right at the 25-yard line. I'm going to give a listen in here to the refs. Let's hear this. Colton went up to a player and started clapping in his face. So Colton Laird, before the free kick, was clapping unsportsmanlike conduct. He was clapping in the face of a Worland player, and that's going to be where that penalty comes in at. And they had stopped the clock. I apologize here. I never noticed when they stop. 6:32:30 is going to be the time here. And Callum Wheeler with the free kick, and it goes right to the right of the goal. Witzke was there, but if he had touched it, it still would have gone to the right there and out the back of the goal line, and another opportunity squandered by Lander. And I'm wondering if maybe Callum Wheeler, while he has taken most of the free kicks all year long, maybe give it to Carter Ayers or Finn Richards, see what they can do with it, as the goal kick goes deep right towards the attacking third of Lander, right in the middle of at the 40-yard line. Sequel Lozier and Caballero are battling for it. Lozier wins, kicks it up to the center circle to Finn. Finn tried a short pass to Bear, and it gets picked away by Worland. And now Worland kicks it deep on that far side touchline to Carter Clark, and he's working on Craig Hansen. No, Sawyer Knockhazel. Carter kicks it across, and almost a good look there, but Callum Wheeler got a foot up on it and kicks it high and back towards, and that should have been a handball off Worland as Finn kicked the ball up and off the hand, but Worland still has it here. Worland on the near side kicks it up to Dinez. Dinez and Bear Blackburn battle, and they both hit the ground, no call. And now another good push by Lozier, but not enough to get the ball away from Tyson Swalstead. And the clear gets up, and Cody Elliott just dives on the ball, luckily, as Callum Wheeler was kind of holding off two Worland players from getting to the ball. And right there, Cody Elliott, again, showing his experience, just coming out of the box and diving on it before it turns any more dangerous. And his goal kick, or his drop kick, I should say, from the goal goes deep right to the 45-yard line, I apologize, and goes about 55 yards in the air, and then kicked and headed away from Worland, and then they wash, rinse, repeat. They throw it in from the halfway line and pushed out by Worland again. So we're going to throw in. We are already in the attacking third. The ball gets thrown in right to Worland, though, and Worland now moves up into the middle. They get it up to Caballero. Caballero all by himself on the far side going up against Sawyer, and Sawyer kicks it out of bounds. Nice notice by Sawyer as number 4 for Worland, Colt Weber, is coming in. So far in this first half, 2 goals by Worland, really quick, back-to-back, really. And then a yellow card for Carter Clark, and then a yellow card for Colton Laird. So 2 yellow cards. Again, any one of them, either of them get another yellow card, and it's red, and they got to miss the next game, win or lose. Ball stolen away in the attacking third by Callum Wheeler, and then pushed up towards the middle, and then stolen away by Worland. Worland clears it deep, and Cody Elliott sits there and waits for it, and luckily the wind kind of blows it more his direction as 2 Worland players were ready for him to miss. They would have put a foot on it and had nobody in the goal. Luckily, Cody Elliott was there. The throw-in goes almost down to the halfway line, headed away by Finn Richards, and then pushed up to Bear. Bear and Craig back and forth, gets it stolen away, and then the kick was right at Craig's shins, and now it's on the far side in the attacking third and gets pushed up by Worland up to Carter Clark. And on that far side, Carter gets up to the middle third, pushes it up to Court Gonzalez. Triangle passes back to Carter, and Carter going up against Sawyer Knockhazel again, gets past Sawyer on that far side. He's looking for a cross, and with 3:20 to go, is he going to get it? No, it's going to go out of bounds, and it hits the corner. And hits the corner flag, but it does not go out of bounds off of Lander for a corner kick. It's going to be a throw-in. The throw-in goes right to Court Gonzalez, and it gets kicked out of bounds by Lander, who was sitting there, Bear Blackburn. And actually, they're going to say that was last touched by Worland, went a little too hard off of his cleats. So under 3 minutes to go here. Worland has had a rough second half of this first half, but man, that first half might be what is keeping them in charge of this game, because right now their goalie has had to do more work than Cody for the last 20, 30 minutes almost. As that goal kick from Cody Elliott goes deep past everyone, including Carter Ayers, and it goes right into the foot of the goalie for Worland as he kicks it just as deep, except low, and now Otis Beeson has it, entering the middle third, and he kicks a nice pass up to Witzke, but it goes over his head and towards the corner, and it's going to go out the back of the goal line. That was a hefty kick. 2:15 to go. We have some subs coming in. Drew Schneider comes back in for Worland, and Colt Weber coming out. 120 seconds to go here. Colt Weber with a long, I'm sorry, not Colt, that was Cade Weber with a long goal kick into the halfway line, kicked away by Lozier. Now back into the middle third up to Finn Richards. Richards in the middle, can't get past number 13. Now he does with a left foot and passes it up too far up on that far side touchline. Finn going up against Tyson Swalstead. He's been great defensively so far today. Finn has had a number done on him today. You can see he's already got a lot of green on his jersey. As the ball gets kicked into the attacking third, now Carter Clark has it in the middle, working up on Sawyer. Sawyer lets Otis Beeson take it, and then Carter just takes a low kick at the goal, gets kicked away into the shins of Eric Harms. Now on that far side touchline, it's just moving, and the wind's kind of taking it, and it goes out of bounds, and Lander was apparently the last to touch it. So on that far side, right in the middle of the Lander attacking third, but Worland defensive third, it's going to be thrown in here. 1 minute to go. Bear Blackburn gets the steal on the throw-in, and then Beeson heads it, but it gets kicked away by Worland, and then Eric Harms just steps on it and stops it, and Worland takes it right underneath him. And now Schneider up to 23, Omar Dinez, and it gets kicked away by Callum Wheeler. Well done. That would have been a straightaway shot, and now Callum even further gets it up to the middle third. Now Finn has it, battling. He gets past one, gets past another, can't get past the third. And now Callum Wheeler hits the dirt. Number 22 just pushed him in the back. No call, and another call here. And a whistle against Worland. 23 seconds to go. They have to hurry. Callum Wheeler going to take the free kick from the halfway line and gets knocked away by Worland. And it's going to be kicked away. And Worland, watch out, watch out! Oh, I thought that was going to hit the old lady. Oh, my goodness. Sorry if I just screamed in your ears. That woman was not paying attention. Very scary. 5 seconds. Beeson's not going to have time to throw it in. He does a flipping throw in, and it doesn't do enough, and that's going to be time. And after one half, it is 2-0 Worland, but the last 20 minutes of play, you would not know that that is the score because Lander has played tough. We'll be back with our CWC halftime show right after this.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to the Don't Risk Having Your Accounts Anywhere Else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Some say healthcare is a calling. Taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do. And what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected and the unexpected moments in life. As one of the region's largest employers, we're investing in our communities through donated services and charitable contributions. We're investing in our people, technologies, and facilities, so better care is more convenient and available to everyone, right here, close to you and the things that matter most. From maternity through maturity, from pediatrics to primary care, we're making a difference by improving life and health in our communities we love. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Welcome back to the CWC halftime show. I am joined by the Lady Tigers head coach, Scott Getz. And Coach Getz, this is your first state tournament as a head coach, but this is by far not the girls' or your first state tournament. What is that experience going to bring against a good team today?
Oh, I think, our 3 seniors and, a good handful of juniors that have been through it before and had some success here. They understand what the process is. They understand what goes on. And I know we'll step on the field ready to play.
And some of those seniors, Annabelle Knockhazel and Anna Nielsen, how's Knockhazel's knee looking? We're still having to load manager, I'm sure, today, correct?
Yeah, a little bit. She seems to be doing fine. It's kind of day to day, so we'll just see how she does, and we'll try and manage her minutes if we can, and go from there.
And as far as your coaching style, I know that you guys have had a heavy offensive mindset all year. Today you might have to have a bit of a defensive mindset because the team you're playing is very good at scoring. Douglas, they are the number 2 team in this tournament for a reason. They put up a lot of points. So how are you planning on combating that, especially over the middle?
Well, I think we've been pretty good defensively most of the year. I like our center backs and what they do. Mason and Morton and Gilly Wheeler work well together. So I think as long as we stay organized in the back, anticipate and recognize what's going on, I think we'll be okay in that regard. We'll, look to maintain our discipline in the midfield and our shape and move the ball, trust our process, and I think we should be pretty good. I think Douglas looks, from what I've seen, looks pretty athletic. They've got some girls that can
They definitely do.
They've got some good skill players. I think it's going to be a good game, to be honest with you. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
I think it will be too. I'm going to ask you a question about this game because you did coach quite a few of these boys when they were younger. I don't know if you saw, we did a story about it in the paper. Callum had nothing but nice things to say about you. How does Lander get back in this game and take the lead away from Worland? They've been very close the last half of that first half.
Yeah, they've actually played a pretty good first half against what is, a very, very good team, a very disciplined team. They're patient. They move the ball extremely well. A couple little things cost them goals in the first half. But I think taking advantage of the set pieces that they started to get later on in that half is going to be important to get them back in the game. And then when they get into the final third, they got to move the ball. They're not going to have a hard time trying to dribble through Worland. So they've got off-ball movement's going to be huge, and the ability to find those passes to open up the
I couldn't agree more. Well, hey, Coach, thanks for coming by, and we can't wait to call your game later. That'll be at 2 o'clock down at Lincoln Middle School, which is Green River Middle School technically, and we will have better Wi-Fi up there as well, as this one is just outside. We're on the track. Thanks, Coach. We'll see you later, man.
Thank you.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Welcome back to our CWC halftime show, brought to you, of course, by CWC, Central Wyoming College. For more information on their, as we try and get it there we go. For more information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs, as well as their 2-year degree programs, associate degrees, and how to get them from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College make your way out here. So far, I mean, you heard Coach Getz. They've done a good job getting their set pieces all ready to go. The only problem is they're just not finding the back of the goal. And at the other side of it, you can hear Coach Prinz, maybe. He's telling his team they're not getting set up. They're just kicking deep, and whoever's open is taking shots. And that's how they've gotten 2 up on the goal, on the scoreboard, I should say, as they have just kind of, I don't want to say gotten lucky, but they've been speeding down past players on Lander, and no one really setting up anything, just kind of finding the ball and finding the goal. And right now, Lander needs to either do more of that, or they need to find these set pieces and get more confidence in their kicks, as the only players to take shots on goal have been Callum Wheeler and one by Carter Ayers. It's just been tough to get the ball to other people. Colton Laird has had a tough time being very much outsized by these Worland players. As he tries to get the ball, they're just bigger than him, and they come in, shove him to the ground, or get the ball around him. It's a lot harder for the smaller players on Lander to get leverage on this big team from Worland. There's a reason this Worland team is 12-0-1, and this is, you're seeing it why. Maybe not seeing it because we have our, of course, NFHS rules, but it's going to be one of the bigger second halves in Lander's season. Not only are they down 2-0, but they have got to be careful with the yellow cards, especially Colton Laird. He can't get another one. Callum Wheeler's been close to getting one, I imagine. And we have just had quite a slew of physicality from both of these teams, and that could end in a red card at any moment. So we have to watch that and make sure that Lander plays a little bit safer. And that is going to be 40 seconds to go in this halftime. I want to take this moment, as we are all the way out here in Green River, to say thank you to our sponsors, not only for the continuous support through football, basketball, soccer, and baseball season, but just for helping us out and helping us get to do stuff like this, including CWC. Reminder for all information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs, as well as their 2-year associate degree programs, and how you can earn any of those degrees from the comfort of your own home. Be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. That's going to do it for this halftime show. Really appreciate CWC a lot for a lot of things. They had their STEM, youth and STEM classes there the other day. That was a fun time. If you have not been there lately, they've done a lot of good stuff inside that building, and they've had quite a few graduates these last couple days. So congrats to all of them. As we got to move this, that's going to bug me if it's not right in the middle. There we go. So second half, getting ready to start. Can I use this to cover up my computer? As my computer getting scorching hot here, and we cannot have that. So now Lander going to be moving right to left on your radio dial. And let's get this clock back up here. Second half is about to start. Lander's going to get this ball first. And Lander moving right to left in their white jerseys, green numbers. Worland moving left to right in their orange jerseys, light orange stripes, and white numbers. Waiting on the clock here by the ref. And they're ready. Whistle is incoming here. Alrighty, so Lander kicks it back, and Otis Beeson just going to take a long clear right down to Finn Richards, but it goes past him. 2 Worland players head into each other, and now Carter Ayers has it. He's going to take the shot. No, he's going to look to cross. The cross was a little too far, and Colton Laird is too short to get to it first. Worland, boy, they escaped there, luckily, and right off the bat, you could tell the offensive mindset is going to stay on Lander's side, and kicked out of bounds by Worland, so this is their second opportunity. Finn Richards on the far side. He's going to throw it in right into the middle of the attacking third if he can. No, he's going to kick it. He's going to throw it back to Silas Wheeler. Wheeler tries to get past one player, moves up to Otis. Otis kicks back. Now he picks it up and gets it back to Bear Blackburn on that far side, and now Lozier has it. Lozier, all the way from his defender spot, comes all the way up into that far corner, and he kicks it, and it goes off the foot of Worland out the back of the goal line. So right off the bat, 1 minute in, we have a corner kick incoming from Bear Blackburn. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white jerseys in the box. Bear kicks it up, and it's headed back, and Witzke was waiting for it on this near side. Witzke gets stopped up, and Carter Clark steals the ball. Man, Carter Clark has been everywhere today, and now he's moving all the way up the middle third by himself. Him and Witzke, and now Witzke with a big push. And you could tell that was a little personal Clark not going to take anything from it. He's going to kick it right up. He's going to get the ball up to court, and then it's kicked away. And now Lander, hoping they're not offsides. Carter Ayers on this near side touchline is all the way down. He's not offsides. He's going to get past one player, stops, puts it on another, and he crosses over to the Bear. Bear kicks it high up. Colton has to head it, and Colton hits the dirt hard, and he's getting up looking for a card. None of them taken, though, and Lozier has to stop it in the middle of the field. Now Callum has it in the center circle, gets it up to Eric Harms. Harms up to Beeson, but it gets stolen away by Owen Page. And now Worland has it on the far side. They're moving up the attacking third. He has to get it past Eric Harms. He doesn't do that. He gets it up to Carter Clark. And now Clark with a long pass to Court Gonzalez, and he does stop it right before it goes out of bounds on the near side by the corner. Now Court on the wing moves into the goal box. He takes a cross, and it gets kicked back by Bear Blackburn. Well done, and then kicked deep down, and it's not going to go out of bounds. Worland's going to stop it. I think Lander was just trying to get it out because they're looking tired already. Carter Clark now has it in the middle third. I'm sorry, the attacking third. He gets it over to number 4. Fourth kicks it up to Court Gonzalez, and Gonzalez can't get past Callum. Callum with the tricky feet gets Court to move around. And then a good-looking pass by Finn, but not fast enough, gets stolen away, and now it gets blocked away by a Lander player in the goal box and cleared back to Carter Ayers. And Ayers, lucky he didn't get kicked in the face there as it was cleared away by Worland. Witzke heads it, and out of bounds as Carter Ayers tried to head it back in. He took a step out. 3 minutes in, and you could just tell Lander has had a talking to. Their offense is heavy right now. Throwing in, though, right by the Worland bench on our right is number 6, Mason Decker, and it gets kicked away by Logan Witzke. Now Silas has it, moving into the middle third, across the halfway line to Carter Ayers. Ayers, a crossing kick to Colton Laird, and it goes underneath his legs and all the way to that other side, that far side touchline, and gets kicked away by number 14, Ryan Dinez, and luckily for Worland, Colton Laird was right there to get a body on it, and it goes off of Lander. So now Lander, off of the throw-in, all the way down in the attacking third for Worland, gets kicked away past Eric Harms, and then almost the steal to Beeson, but Court Gonzalez was there. Now Court gets it over to Page. Page tries to get past Eric Harms in the wing. Now he moves into the goal box on the far side, tries to kick it back, and it gets kicked directly towards Silas, and Bear. Bear now moves up to the middle third, gets it to Silas. Silas, a little triangle pass between 2 Worland players back to Bear, and now a streaking Otis Beeson is met with the ball, and Otis going to give a long pass to Carter, and it's too long. It goes out the back of the goal line. Oh. We have had so many opportunities for Lander to get a goal, and they've all just been 1.5 inches away. So a goal kick now incoming from Cade Weber. Weber, in between the W and the O of Wolves, moving left to right, kicks it deep past the halfway line, past the 40, and Callum Wheeler heads it right to Finn. Finn has to kick it back to Otis. Otis is met in the middle by Page, and they battle for it. Otis ends up winning it. Now he gets into the attacking third. He passes it up to Bear. Bear has to stop and move around one player. He doesn't get it past him, though, and now it's going towards Lander's goal, but stopped away. Oh, no, it gets past Eric Harms. A little bit of a bad move there, and he just has to kick it deep back to Cody Elliott. Elliott now winding up, kicks a short pass to Callum Wheeler, and now Wheeler moves it back over to Eric Harms, who just clears it all the way down past the halfway line, headed away by Worland into the attacking third, and Carter Clark falls, trying to get to it. Now a long lead for Clark means Cody Elliott can grab it. And that means that Lander is able to get kind of a break here. Elliott moves around the box with it, looking at who to throw it to. And he just drop kicks it deep, and I mean deep, 60 yards at least. And it gets headed away by Worland right out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Worland. And it's going to be Lozier throwing it in, but first Craig Hansen coming in for Bear. And Bear Blackburn kind of upset that he's getting pulled off. He wants to be out there, it seems like. Coming out with a smile, though, even though he's down 2-0, 34-10 to go. And it's going to be Finn throwing it in. Finn waiting. And you can hear the assistant coaches vocal today, more vocal than usual. The throw-in goes right at the head of Worland, and they just kick it right out. So Finn again from 10 yards deeper throws it in again. And wash, rinse, repeat. Worland heads it. Oh, they keep it in bounds, though. 2 headers by the same player over there. I think that's Court Gonzalez, and he gets it up to Colt Weber. Weber moves past 2 Lander players on the way down to the attacking third on the far side touchline. Still has it and takes the shot, and it goes past the goal line, out the back of the goal line, but it is last touched by Lander. So Court Gonzalez going to set up on the far side corner. Worland, a lot of hands on knees right now. That's a good sign for Lander. Eric Harms gets on the tallest guy they have, Trey Bennett. As they've been fooled before, the corner kick comes up and goes past everybody, and it's going to go out of bounds on the other side of the field. And last touch by Worland. So Lander's going to throw it in from right around the 5-yard line, kicks it up to Logan Witzke, who gets it up to Silas Wheeler. Now Finn Richards streaking up the touchline. He kicked it a little too far. Worland's going to have to stop it or kick it out of bounds, and they do both. Kicks it out of bounds. Witzke now going to quickly throw it in. No, he's going to give it to Finn. Finn with the quick throw-in right back to Worland, though, and Worland kicks it up the field. They don't go out of bounds this time. Bad throw-in there. That was an opportunity, and now Worland kicks it deep, and it's going to go all the way back to the goal box off of one good kick as Cody Elliott right at the edge of that goal box bends down and takes it right before Colt Weber kicks it up. So now Callum Wheeler kicks it up to Silas Wheeler. Now on this near side, Craig Hansen has it right in front of us. Little triangle pass to Silas. Back up to Finn. Nice passing back and forth to get to the middle third. Now Silas has it again. He's moving up against a Worland player, number 7. That's Trey Bennett. He gets past one, and then he gets pushed to the ground, and the ball gets cleared to a header by Witzke. Now Court Gonzalez has it in his own defending third. He just kicks it deep back, and it's going to be saved by Cade Weber. He's going to have an opportunity to goal kick this, and he goes before Lander even knows what's going on, and he kicks it right to Callum Wheeler. Callum Wheeler kicks it up. Ball comes right to us and over our heads by Worland. Now Finn Richards, did we have a whistle? I don't think they allowed him to throw it in yet. Finn threw it in before the refs finished a substitution, I think. But man, Lander coaches were mad that they didn't get inside the goal box earlier. Oh, they were calling him because he was too close. So Finn throws it back to Logan Witzke right in front of us at the halfway line. He gets it up to Silas. Silas too hard off his foot. It gets kicked away, but Callum Wheeler going to save it from going out of bounds. Now Callum in the defending third moves up into the middle. Gets it up to Beeson at the center circle. He nicely, shortly passes it up to Finn. Finn Richards now running with it up the touchline. Gets a quick pass up to Craig Hansen and gets kicked away by Worland. Now saving it is Finn. He kicks it up to Silas Wheeler. He's hugging this touchline near us. Gets it up to Finn. And Silas Wheeler and Finn get it stolen away as they both head for it. But it gets kicked in the air, and now Worland just doing a great job boxing out anyone that matters in the middle of the field. But Lander has done so well on the outsides. They should feel proud about the way they played defense on the outsides. Now Worland has it on the halfway line. They kick it up past Eric Harms. Colt Weber has it. He has to get past Harms again, and he does. And then Weber falls hard. Refs don't do anything, don't call anything, and it goes out of bounds off the back of the goal line, and we have another corner kick incoming for Worland. And now, on the same end of earlier, it's going to be Lander with some hands on their knees. Court Gonzalez sets up to take another corner kick here, second time in 5 minutes. Six orange jerseys in the box. 5, 6, 7 white jerseys in the box. The kick is up and really low and kicked right into the head of Finn Richards. Richards just heads it towards that far side touchline, and I think Worland was going to let it go out, and then they saw Lander running up on him, so they stay in. They kick it up, 23. That's Omar Dinez kicks it up into the middle third. Almost gets stolen away by Bear, and now over to number 13, Tyson Swalstead on this near side, and now they battle for it, him and Hansen, and gets past him, and now Swalstead gets past Witzke, and Witzke with a small trip, and now one ref is going to call that. Not matter. Right at the corner of the goal box, Carter Clark sets up for a free kick. They're about a centimeter away from that being a penalty kick. Coach is telling them to keep their eyes up. They are going to have to stand in a line. Carter Clark from 10 yards out is going to take this kick from the right side of the wing. And is it a penalty kick? It is. They're going to call that a penalty kick as it happened right in the corner of the box. And here we go. Cody Elliott against a penalty kick from Court Gonzalez. 28:38 to go. Court steps up, takes the shot, and it's in the bottom right of the goal. And the net has been Worland's friends today. 28:32 to go. Landers had multiple opportunities to get back in this game, and instead they now face a 3-0 deficit in this first round of the 3A state tournament. Lander getting plenty of encouragement from the sideline, but I don't know, you can just kind of see it in some of their faces. They are gassed, they're tired, they're upset. Reminder, one of these goals was an own goal by Callum Wheeler, and that has been one of the things you think you'd never hear. You know, Callum's had a tremendous season. He's had a tremendous career here in Lander, and here in the state tournament for the second goal to be off his head is just preposterous, and he doesn't even still believe it, I'm sure. The pass from the middle third at the kickoff goes up towards Colton Laird on the far side touchline, goes out of bounds off Worland trying to save it. Colton throws it in right at number 14, Ryan Dinez, and he gets headed back up to Silas Wheeler. And Silas can't control it, gets kicked back to Lozier. Lozier gets it stolen away by Drew Schneider, and now Schneider moves into the center circle up to Court Gonzalez, and Court with a long pass to an offsides Carter Clark. So we're going to get a free kick here from Callum Wheeler right at the 40-yard line. He's going to have to step back just a little bit, and he's at the 42, and they're just going to let him have it here. So the 42 of Lander, Callum lines up the kick, kicks it high, and right at the middle of the goal box, he gets headed away by Worland. Only had to get past one more person there. Silas Wheeler stops it, kicks it back up to Beeson, who kicks it into the bottom of Owen Page's foot, and it gets almost out of bounds. Lozier saves it, and he kicks it up the touchline. Eric Harms clears it up, and then Colton Laird, again, undersized, gets a header over him. And now Bear Blackburn with the long shot, and it's about 2 or 3 feet over the goal. And Bear Blackburn, tired of waiting to get his shot, just takes the first one he looks at and dang near went in, as that was one good kick from about 30 yards out, just right over the head of the goalie and right over the top of the goal box. The Lander girls have all moved down to the high school. Their game starts in 1 hour and 45 minutes. We will be there as the middle third gets stolen away by Court Gonzalez. Otis Beeson and him were battling for it, and Court ended up getting it. Now Eric Harms has it on the far side. He moves up fast for the tallest guy on the field. You'd think he's be a little slower. He has some speed to him. A pass up to Bear Blackburn gets slid into by Worland, and then it gets passed back up all the way, and Witzke steals it in the center third. Tries to get it up to Colton Laird, and it goes off his foot a little hard. And then Worland has it, and then a long pass gets stolen away by Eric Harms. Boy, number 10, Drew Schneider, was ready for it, too. He was already past the line of everything. Callum Wheeler now has it. He's running all the way into the attacking third by himself. A little stop-and-go pass to Silas Wheeler, who hits the dirt after he steps on the ball, and then a sliding stop by Worland, and it has to go kicked back. Bear Blackburn gets it stolen away by Court. Court Gonzalez kicks it up to Carter Clark. Carter Clark working up on Witzke, much smaller, about a head smaller than Carter Clark, and now Witzke with the nice steal with his feet, and now he's moving up. He's got no one in front of him. Kicks it up past the Worland defense, and Craig Hansen was a split second away from having an open shot, but couldn't get to it in time. And now kicked back and forth between Worland and Lander, ends up in the middle of the field. Beeson has it up to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn enters the center circle, crosses all the way across, and his pass gets stolen away real easily by number 23, and that's offsides as he kicks it up to Schneider, who was ready to start sprinting, and Schneider was in the same position he was a little bit ago. Schneider eagerly hoping that he gets a shot at the goal here to make Worland up 4-0, but Lander doing a good job keeping him guessing where they're going to be at. 25 minutes to go here. Free kick from Callum Wheeler right around the 43-yard line. Goes high and right into the goal box, gets headed away by Mason Decker. Lander had a good run there. Now Callum Wheeler jumps in the air and stops the ball with his knee at the halfway line. Runs all the way up to the nearest touchline, gets it up to Carter Ayers. Ayers, a little chip pass up to Silas Wheeler. Silas turned around, and there was 2 Worland jerseys waiting for him, and they clear it all the way down to the goal box of Lander, and Lander's going to just stop it up. And Cody Elliott has it, and he's looking to just drop kick it. Or is he going to throw it? No, he's going to drop kick it here. Does so all the way down past the center circle. Carter Ayers is there, but he lets it go past him. Gets headed away by Worland into the halfway line. Silas Wheeler, runs into a wall, and he gets a shoulder to his chest. He's still standing, though, as Carter Clark now gets a great pass, and Worland has an opportunity in the middle of the goal box. He kicks it, goes off the feet of Eric Harms, and then a nice stop by Bear Blackburn to keep Cody Elliott from having to do anything. And it gets kicked out of bounds, and Lander had basically 3 goalies in the box there. So we get some subs, Callum Wheeler and Carter Ayers coming out, Sawyer Knockhazel and Finn Richards coming in. And for Worland, Roman Pera coming out for Drew Schneider. Also coming out is Owen Page. I didn't see who came in. Mason Decker throws in for Worland on this near side and gets headed out by Craig Hansen. So they'll just do it again from 10, 15 yards into the attacking third. And Coach really hoping Lander starts communicating a little bit better. He's been yelling at the whole game, communicate. As Carter Clark gets it on the right side wing, passes up to Court Gonzalez. Court had a shot, but pushed away by Sawyer Knockhazel and now cleared all the way to the center circle where Trey Bennett is waiting. And he passes it far side. Lander now playing defense at the edge of the middle third. They have to get it up to the center circle. That's right there, my man. Sorry, buddy. And Tanner Ayers coming in as Court Gonzalez gets it at the right wing of the goal box. He's trying to move around Otis Beeson. He does, and it goes kicked out of bounds. And that's going to be out off of Court. So now Tanner Ayers coming in. See who he's coming in for. Looks like Witzke or Hansen, one or the other. It's going to be Witzke. So Tanner Ayers, a good defender that we saw just a couple weeks ago in really the first game we've had to call his name. And the goal kick does not go far. He tries to kick it up to Silas Wheeler, and Carter Clark steals it away in the attacking third. He runs up on 3 white jerseys, turns around Silas Wheeler. Now he's being turned around, goes up against Tanner Ayers on this right side, near side, goes off of Silas's foot, and now Silas and Tyson Swalsted battling for it. Silas wins, and it gets kicked out of bounds by Schwalsted. Callum just needed a drink of water. He's already back on the sub bench here. He's going to be brought in. And he's being brought in for Lozier. And Sackville Lozier coming out, I think, for the first time today. He's played all the minutes. Throwing it in is going to be Tanner Ayers from his own defending third. He gets it backwards to Callum Wheeler. Wheeler now faces 2 Worland jerseys. They don't give up. If they see you, as Worland kicks it out of bounds, if they see you loading up in the backfield, they're just going to run up on you and hope that you make a mistake because they're already in position to win this game. As Bear Blackburn gets the pass in the middle third and the defending third, and now he gets it up to the middle third to Finn. Finn over to Silas. Silas kicks it up and off the hand of number 6, Mason Decker. And so a free kick incoming here from about the 45 of Worland, right in front of us. Callum Wheeler with 21-10. Callum takes the free kick right-footed and directly towards the goalie, and Craig Hansen was streaking towards it, but the goalie just waited for it to hit him, and a good box out by Worland. They must be watching some NBA basketball because they've been boxing out like pros today. The drop kick goes 80 yards. I'm not even joking, folks. It goes all the way down to the box before it hits the ground. Worland able to get to it first, but Lander playing defense and pushes him all the way back to the edge of the middle third, and now gets kicked out of bounds by Sawyer Knockhazel. Knockhazel apparently wasn't the last to touch. He must have kicked it off of the legs of Worland because he is now throwing it in. No. Yes, Callum Wheeler is going to throw it in on this far side, right around the Lander 25-yard line. And you can hear Lander's coach saying check in right here. And right there was Colton Laird. He just jumped a little bit too low for it. Now Colton Laird steals it, but he's offsides because the entire Worland defense is sitting in the middle third. Colton Laird, if he just got the ball before he passed that line, he would have had a good run on the goalie. The throw-in from Worland gets kicked away and kicked out of bounds by Lander, so we're just going to do this all over again. 19:45 to go in this first half. Throwing it in, I think that's Roman Parra. He gets thrown in and off the head of a Worland player into the attacking third, but stolen away by Otis Beeson. Beeson gets it pushed away and knocked out by Parra, so that is Parra, and now he gets pushed to the ground, and Eric Harms gets pushed to the ground too. Just a bunch of bodies hitting the dirt as Worland finds the middle of the attacking third and can't find a third pass. Callum Wheeler's there, and now Callum hits the ground hard, being tripped up by Owen Page, I think. Their numbers are much harder to read on the front than they are on the back. Their numbers much smaller. Lander, on the other hand, they got good numbers. Beeson taking this free kick from their own defending third, and it's deep, and it goes right to Craig Hansen. Hansen, oh, he puts a foot on it, and it goes off of his shin, and it stays in the attacking third for Lander, though, and now Worland trying to move to the near side touchline and gets slid on, and Hansen trying to argue that that's his ball, and he doesn't get that, and so Worland throws it in. Silas Wheeler bodies it out of bounds. And Lander's still sure that that was their ball down in the attacking third, but it doesn't matter. Worland's already down in Lander's defending third, and it gets thrown in and off of Tanner Ayers' knee. We have subs about to come in, so throwing it in over here is going to be Mason Decker right by the corner. He throws it in, and Callum Wheeler kicks it up in the air high. Kicks it up to Craig Hansen, who stops right at the 30-yard line. Passes it up to Finn Richards. Richards trying to get past Court Gonzalez and another orange jersey. He can't. Silas Wheeler, good stop, though, on Court, and Court is forced to pass it over to Carter Clark on the right side, near side. Clark moves around Silas, tries to anyway, gets passed up. Silas slides, and Worland almost kicks it out the back of the goal line, and now they just kick it towards the goal, and it will be out of the back of the goal line before it ever reached Cody Elliott. Cody saved it anyway, but it's going to be a goal kick. Coming in is now Carter Ayers, coming out for Craig Hansen. Hansen, red cheeks, looks gassed. Callum Wheeler, this goal kick was 17:30. Kicks it low and over to Colton Laird. Laird gets a shin on it, and it goes past the Worland defensive line, or not the defense, it goes past the Worland midfield, but Worland still steals it in the center circle. Court Gonzalez. And now in the center circle, Worland a little back and forth. They kick it deep back, and now ball to this near side touchline is going to go out of bounds. Ooh, kicked out. And trying to be saved was Mason Decker with a foot, but he stepped out of bounds before doing it, and now we have subs coming in for Lander. Callum Wheeler going to throw it in right at the halfway line. Carter Ayers and Witzke coming in for Laird. Laird and someone else is supposed to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I missed whoever came out. As Carter Ayers gets the throw in, but it goes high in the air off a Worland kick, and then Worland gets sandwiched between two Lander players trying to head it. Carter Clark gets it. Now Tanner Ayers stops it at the halfway line, kicks it up to Silas. Silas, are they going to call that off Silas? It does go off Silas as Worland now has the ball, throwing it in as the wind and the sun both come away, and the throw-in goes off Silas Wheeler's foot, so they're just going to move up another 15 yards, and right in front of us throwing it in is going to be Mason Decker at the halfway line. 3-0 game, 16 minutes to go. This is not a single elimination tournament, so no matter what happens, we will have the boys' game tomorrow, unless it somehow takes place at the exact same time as the girls' game, which, just looking at the schedule, I don't believe that that is possible. But Lander has a good chance with the girls. We thought they had a good chance with the boys here, but they had some rough seeding here as they have to face probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams, boys side, in the entire state of Wyoming, regardless of class. The ball gets thrown in from Lander's Sawyer Knockhazel right to Silas Wheeler. Wheeler loses it and gets it back, and Bear Blackburn had it and then kicked it up into the legs of Court Gonzalez. And now Worland in the middle of the attacking third. It's number 13, Tyson Swalstead, looks to take a shot, gets blocked up by Tanner Ayers, and it gets blocked into the foot of Fisher Martinez. And Fisher Martinez knocks in a goal from the left wing, and you can just see Lander is not having their day here. 4-0 Worland with 15:15 to go. Lander already thinking about their next meal, I'm sure. And from the middle of the pitch where the kickoff is, Lander kicks it back, and then they try and kick it low all the way up to Carter Ayers, and it gets blocked away by Worland, and then it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Worland. Carter Ayers right in front of us quickly picks it up, gets it up to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn steps on it in front of Court Gonzalez, and then Court shoves him to the ground, and that'll be a whistle on Court. Again, Court Gonzalez, if you didn't know, the cousin of Tommy Olson, the Wyoming Cowgirls superstar, and I think she's in the top 6 for most steals as a Cowgirl, as Callum Wheeler got some air underneath it from a free kick about 35 yards away, and that air carried it high and over the goal box. And down on the ground is Carter Ayers in the middle of that goal box. He gets up, though, a little slow. Don't know if he was pushed or if he's just tired. I would be tired. I'm tired just watching him here. 14:20 to go as Lander watches the goal kick go past the halfway line again. Callum Wheeler has to chase it all the way down to Cody Elliott, but he kicks it right before it gets to Cody. Not maybe the best move, as Worland gets it now with numbers, and they kick it back towards the goal box. Luckily, Callum was still there. He kicks it away, and he kicks it deep past the center circle, and now Worland does the same, kicks it and headed away by Tanner Ayers, but headed straight up in the air, and Worland ends up getting it with no difference in the field there. Number 13, though, Tyson Swalstead, he kicks it up, and it goes past everyone, and Cody Elliott just grabs it. So he drop kicks it from the goal box into a head of Worland at the center circle back to Otis Beeson. Beeson with a nice 20-yard pass on the ground up to Finn. Now on the far side, Sawyer tried to get it up to Bear, and Bear couldn't get to it in time. And it's cleared away right to the chest of Eric Harms, who just kicks it back to Cody Elliott. And again, Worland runs up on Cody Elliott. They know he has to kick it. He can't pick it up if Lander kicks it back to him. And now he kicks it up to Finn. Finn almost bodied by Court Gonzalez. I'm sorry, that wasn't Court. Now it's Silas Wheeler going up against Court, and Silas hits the dirt. Just kind of a wrong step there. He wasn't tripped or anything. Court passes it up to Drew Schneider on this near side. On the wing, he kicks it up to the middle of the attacking third, and it gets pushed off of the knee of Worland and pushed into Bear Blackburn. Otis Beeson, I apologize. Beeson stops, starts, kicks over to the near side to Tanner Ayers. Ayers with a little hesitation, kicks it high, and just cleared away by Worland back into the attacking third. Eric Harms heads it, and it doesn't do a lot. It goes about 5 yards towards Omar Dinez, and now Dinez falls, him and Sawyer colliding. And now we have 3 Lander Tigers ready to come in whenever the time comes, as Callum Wheeler runs all the way the far side touchline down the field, gets it up to Logan Witzke, and then he tried to get it back up to Callum and got stolen away, but Callum and Witzke get it back, and now pushed up. Callum working on 2 different players. He kicks it up to Silas. Silas just going to take the shot, and it's going to go far left out the back of the goal line. Again, the wind gets brought up underneath it, and it just sails. Just sails away. 12 minutes to go. Tanner Ayers coming out, Sawyer Knockhazel coming out, and Logan Witzke coming out. Colton Laird, Craig Hansen, and Sequil Lozier all coming back in. So a goal by Fisher Martinez and a goal by, I believe, Omar Dinez, and then an own goal by Callum Wheeler. And I forget who the 4th one was. I'll find that out here in a second for our Click It or Ticket post-game show in about 11 and a half minutes here. We're going to make it a quick post-game show, so not only can we get down to the girls' game, but we can get some food, hopefully, from one of the local establishments here. The ball goes back and forth in the middle third, stolen by one team and another, and then kicked nicely to Craig Hansen's chest here on the near side 30. He takes a short pass up to Colton and gets stolen away by Bennett. Bennett just clears it deep, and Cody Elliott can't come out the box that far. He slide kicks it instead of grabbing it, since he couldn't do that outside the box, and it gets slid into Sawyer, who gets it up to Otis Beeson. A little triangle pass between him and Finn. And now a long pass for Craig Hansen. He has an opportunity to stop in the corner, and he does, and he crosses, and it goes towards the goalie first, and the goalie picks it up. Cade Weber's had himself a day. Otis Beeson, great ball by his coach there, and that was a great pass, about 30 yards across the pitch, as that goal kick, again, just bombed, and Cody Elliott has to stop all the way in the corner of the wing to pick it up. I mean, the goalie for the Worland team should play football, playing a kicker. Otis Beeson gets it up in the middle third, tries to kick it up to Colton, but gets stolen away. Now Finn steals it right back from the middle, gets it up to Bear. Bear with a little high pass, trying to get up to Craig, and Cade Weber comes up out of the goal and grabs it. And now 10 minutes to go. Lander just trying to get the goose egg off the board. The drop kick, again, goes about 80 yards, and I don't even think Worland's ready for it because they're not running, as Cody Elliott has to grab it again in the goal box, and they're just drop kicking it back and forth pretty much to each other. Cody Elliott's, though, doesn't go 80, 90 yards. It goes about 60, as this one does, right towards the halfway line, a little bit over. Colton Laird watches it go out of bounds, and that's going to be a sub time for Worland. Caden Shabley. They got the 2 dots over the A. I can't remember what's that called off the top of my head. Shobley, maybe. Is it Shobley? Shobley? Number 2? Shobley just came in. I don't know if you have that name. I'm just making sure I say it right. Shobley? Shobley? We'll figure it out. Doesn't really matter. Worland is at the middle third, and they're throwing it in. On that far side is able to get it in, and 9 minutes to go. Lander still just trying to get out of the defending third. They do here with Eric Harms, a left kick up to the center circle, up to Carter. Carter turns around and a nice move. Colton Laird with the speed. Oh, and he gets a little bit too fast for his own britches there as he has to stop and pull it back. And now Lozier with just a long shot from 40 yards out, and it goes right of the goal and out the back. And Coach Prince has his hands on his knees. This is not how he saw his first state tournament game as a head coach going, I'm sure. Again, Lander snuck in with a 6-7 record. They had a great final 3 weeks, winning 4 of 6, 3 of which on the road. Then the Pinedale game at home being their pink night, they won that one, losing to Cody and Mountain View, the only road losses the last 3 weeks. The ball from the goalie goes into that. I think he just didn't let it loose, as now Worland has it after a mess up by Lander in the center, and Worland gets all the way down to the goal box, and Callum Wheeler takes a gnarly tumble, lands right on his knee, and he is getting up, and he's not even putting any pressure on his knee. He ran into number 10, Drew Schneider, on the right side of the goal, and they're going to have to call time here. Since you do not have video, I want to explain to you what happened. So the goalie from Worland kicked it deep off of a drop kick. It goes into the center circle where Lander chested it, and it went right towards a Worland player who cleared it deeper, and Drew Schneider was streaking with Callum Wheeler on the right side, near side, into the goal box, and when Schneider's foot last touched it, Callum Wheeler got in front of it and tried to basically guide it out the back of the goal line. Instead, Drew and him got a little shovey right towards the goal, and Schneider ended up falling into the goal box, and he is just now getting up, limping hard, not putting any weight on that right leg. Callum, on the other hand, hit the right side of the goal and landed his knee on the pole on the ground of the goal, the right pole on the bottom of the net. And so Schneider coming out. I believe I saw Ethan Warren coming in. Callum going to stay in for these last 7 minutes, 45 seconds. Callum putting weight on that knee. That was a left leg. And Schneider finally getting off the side of the pitch here. Getting a standing ovation from the Cody team about to play and the Lander fans, everyone else here. So we're going to get a whistle here, 7:45 to go. It's going to be a goal kick from Callum Wheeler, as it did go out of bounds, last touch by Worland. No harm, no foul on the falling, as it gets kicked up to Colton Laird. He kicks it back over to Bear. Bear tries to kick it deep, and the wind is finally having an effect, as we didn't have any real wind this game so far, and it gets kicked back deep into the defending third for Lander. Sawyer Knockhazel trying to work on Ethan Warren, and Warren ends up getting the best of him, kicks it into the box. Number 20 tries to give a cross, and Callum Wheeler was right there waiting for it. Callum, now going up against 2 players on the near side, has to kick it back to Sawyer. Sawyer kicks it high and right at the middle third where Finn Richards is waiting for it. He's streaking up the field now, tries to get it to Colton, and standing right there was a Worland player ready to stop it and kick it deep, and he does, but it gets picked up by Callum. Now over the halfway line again, a pass for Colton Laird goes awry and kicked away by Worland deep into the goal box here for Cody Elliott, and the wind is going at the back of Worland, so they're getting a little extra push with their ball. Meanwhile, Lander, if they are kicking it high in the air, it's getting kind of stopped up by this wind as Callum Wheeler gets the goal kick from Cody Elliott. Now the ball finally gets to Colton Laird. It goes off his head and then directly into the foot of Trey Bennett. And that goes deep and all the way down the touchline. Eric Harms, I think he was waiting for it to go out of bounds, and it slowed down. And he ends up turning and kicking it. Worland stops it. And now Colt Weber has it on the left side wing, and he moves into the box, but it's stolen away by Harms now, kicked right to 22, and his shot with the left foot goes out the back of the goal line, very close as Cody Elliott had to jump and dive. Owen Page with the shot there. Coming in is number 5, Tim Hamer. As you can hear the wind. Coming out is Caden Shobley, however you say it. Goal kick incoming from Callum Wheeler, 5:45 to go. Our clock is about 3 seconds fast. Callum's kick past the Worland line at the halfway line and right to Carter Ayers and Brody Thiel. Carter ends up getting it, passes it up to Craig Hansen. Hansen just takes a good-looking pass for either Carter or Colton, but it was so down the middle, neither of them could get past their defensive marks, as Worland, again, does a good job boxing out for their goalie to get all the way up into the top of the goal boxes. Again, the goalie's kick just goes so far, almost goes out the back of the other side of the end zone. And Cody Elliott, again, grabs it. He's going to drop kick it with 5 minutes to go here. And he kicks it into the head of Owen Page, who kicks it almost out of bounds, saved by Lozier. Lozier on the far side, entering the attacking third. He has to stop, push it out to Finn. Finn, again on the far side. Now he's trying to move towards the middle by himself. Nice pass in between a couple players to Carter. Carter turns, was looking for a shot, but it gets kicked away by Worland. And now in the center is Worland up against Callum Wheeler. And number 20, Bryce August, gets past Callum, but doesn't get past Eric Harms. Harms loses it, and Callum was there to kick it this time. Gets it to the knee of Otis Beeson, and it's going to go almost out of bounds, but stopped by Craig Hansen. Nicely done right here in front of us at the halfway line on the near side. And if you hear me licking my lips, it's because it's so dry out here. My lips are starting to get a little dry. I need some chapstick. Worland kicks it deep, clearing it over their own players, and Cody Elliott has it in the goal box. 4 minutes to go here. Cody Elliott drop kicks it right past the center line, center circle, and 2 headers by Worland get it back to Sawyer, who heads it. A little less kinetic energy and momentum there, and Craig Hansen, a nice steal and a get around by Hansen over Swalstead, and Swalstead passes it up the near side touchline to Carter Ayers. Ayers on the left wing, stops, starts, gets it kicked away, gets the ball back, and he kicks it past Bear Blackburn. And Bear was ready and set, and it just goes right past him. And Worland now moving it into the center circle. Otis Beeson working defense on Colt Weber, gets it back, kicks it up to Craig Hansen on the near side. He tries to volley it through the legs of Mason Decker, doesn't work. And now right here, woo, right in front of us. Got to make sure it doesn't, it gets going right there. Woo. Got to make sure it doesn't hit our equipment. That's the main thing. So throwing it in is Worland. Mason Decker right in front of us, and he throws it right down the near side touchline all the way towards the corner, and the wind's going to take it and go out of bounds. So a goal kick here. 3 minutes left to get this goose egg off the table. Callum coming out right before his goal kick, and Witzke going to come in. So it's going to be Cody Elliott taking this goal kick. And this might be the last time we see Callum today. Way to go, Callum. Callum looks beat, man. He's been playing hard all day. He's had a couple nasty tumbles, including one just about 5 minutes ago. And he is looking towards the next game, I'm sure, as the goal kick from Cody Elliott goes right towards the edge of the center circle, headed away by Worland, but then kicked up nicely to Craig Hansen. Craig's in the attacking third on the left wing, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Worland. They're going to have a throw in here from right at the edge of the end zone. Throws it into Finn Richards off his chest. Gets it around one player, gets it around another. Finn takes the shot. It's blocked up by a Worland player, and it's almost kicked in as the goalie, Cade Weber, is able to stop it. And that was a great shot by Craig Hansen through 3 Worland players, but not enough to get past the goalie, as the throw-in by Craig now gets kicked away by Worland, and that Means Bear Blackburn has to catch up with it on the near side. He runs all the way back to the halfway line, kicks it up to Eric Harms. Harms kicks it high, and Carter Ayers was there, but headed away by Brody Thiel. Now with 99 seconds to go, gets kicked out of bounds by Lander. No, it gets saved by Worland. The wind actually kept it in bounds. Worland was prepared for that, it looked like, as number 20, Bryce August, has it. Tries to kick it into the attacking third, gets blocked up by Lozier. Now he gets it back again, and a long lead, and it's actually going to be a perfect lead for Ethan Warren, but that wind takes it again, and it goes out of bounds, out the side. I thought it went out the back of the goal line, but now Finn Richards gets the throw in his own defending third, moves up against two Worland players, has to kick it back to Beeson. 62 seconds to go. Beeson kicks it hard all the way up past the center line where Colton Laird was waiting, and it went over his head. Ryan Dinez gets it, and now Colton Laird with a little push on the back, and Colton Laird actually gets up limping, and he's hurt. And with 45 seconds to go, I don't think they're going to sub him in. He's just going to sit there on his knees, and he is real hurt. His right ankle is an issue, and 35 seconds to go. Lander working with one less. And the ball gets kicked up long ways away by Lander. And they are going to send in Jacob Rudd, but it's going to be too little too late. 25 seconds to go. And Colton Laird going to limp to the sideline. And Jacob Rudd going to come in with 20 seconds to go. And they're actually just going to stop it at 22 seconds. So they're being generous here. We're going to take the time. We did order the perfect weather, as you can hear the AD here. Colton Laird needs a lot of help getting off. Brett Prinz has to come out and catch him up. Coming in is Rudd. And it looks like it's going to be Cody versus Torrington, I believe, after this. Let's make sure here. On this field, right after this, is going to be Green River versus Torrington. So the home team versus Torrington. And then down at the high school, or down at the middle school, like we said, we're going to have the Lander girls facing off against Douglas. 3 seed versus the 2 seed, as Lander girls got to third in the 3A West. The ball stolen away here and there by Worland, and Worland's going to look for a last-second goal. 22 is going to take it, and that's going to end it anyway. 0 seconds. I know my clock's a little behind. I didn't start until afterwards. So a 4-0 win by Worland here, and Lander is going to be looking tomorrow at the loser of the Buffalo-Cody game, which was before this. Let's see who lost that game. Do you remember who won or lost the game before this, Buffalo or Cody? Cody won. So Lander will play Buffalo tomorrow at 9 a.m., bright and early at the high school. No, let me double check this here. Yes, 9 a.m. against Buffalo, and that will be down at the middle school. Thank goodness, as the high school has a little bit less amenities here. Let me double check here.
Is it still 2-1? Rivers Carroll has both.
I saw 3 goals. Who'd you have for the other one?
Yeah.
So you had, I just want to see who scored all these goals, because I could only see a little bit here. You had Court Gonzalez score the first, and then there was an own goal, but the assist was by Bennett. Okay.
Right.
And then Gonzalez again, and then Martinez again. Cool. Yep. I have never called a win against you guys. Basketball, football, nothing.
I've never called a loss against you guys.
How you doing?
Come on now.
Give me 1 second, yeah. We'll be right back with our Click It or Ticket post-game show as we have the names of everyone that scored. We'll be right back.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you. Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Welcome back. It is our Click It or Ticket post-game show brought to you by WYDOT. Remember, only 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelt. Let's try and make that 100%, especially the rain that we came through earlier. There was slipping and sliding. You don't want to do that. Today's 4-0 score brought to you by 2 goals by Court Gonzalez, 1 by Fisher Martinez, and a surprising own goal off of Callum Wheeler's head. And that was the final. Lander had a couple opportunities early, especially the last half of the first half. They were just on fire. But this second half started off strong for Lander and did not finish strong. Worland dropping 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. And that's how we're going to do this. We're going to quickly pack up here. Papa Murphy's player of the game and Gatorade player of the game. I think it's worth it that the Papa Murphy's player of the game be Callum Wheeler. He has been all over the place today. He was working for it. And Gatorade player of the game, I think Eric Harms deserves a Gatorade, and we're going to give him one as he was really the last line of defense for most of the game. So we'll give those 2 to them. We'll be back later with the 2 o'clock game down at the middle school between the girls of Lander and the girls of Douglas. We'll be back on Wild Today's YouTube page.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when